Really? No. I promise you. Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
How does the Miami Dolphins leadership celebrate the loss of Don Shula? They finish off the season with a backstabbing treachery to Brian Flores and keep the worm Chris Grier. This is not about firing Brian Flores as much as it is about keeping Grier over him. Fin fans, go check my catalog. I called all this. I said there was stuff going on in the background. I said there was treachery. I said there was deceit. I said all this stuff was going on. I did Suit Hustle, a documentary. Most people got it. Some people called me conspiracy theorist. Flores is in charge. If he was in charge, Grier would have been sent too. He was sent packing too. Brian Flores was an employee. Employee got totally screwed by Chris Grier. And then when he used them up, he threw him out there, sabotaged him so he could get back his power because Flores had the team. And he wanted to keep going. BFF Ross and Grier worked together for Watson behind the back scenes, behind Tua, compromising the coach, blaming the coach all along the way. And this is where we are. The decision to fire Flores can be summed up with one word: relationships. His relationship with Grier and Tua had deteriorated to a pretty bad place. Along with constant staff changes, owner Stephen Ross no longer saw Flores as a healthy fit. Truth and lies, this is how you do it. Constant staff change. Brian Flores moved on from O'Shea. Do you see O'Shea get a job anywhere? No. Brian Flores said, I needed to move to Gailey for the future of this offense and this team. He knew he needed, just like Caldwell, who he lost to sickness. Notice how Caldwell has never come back even though he's sick. Is it because of Flores? I don't think so. Gailey, he made a move to because he knew he needed an assistant head coach. Marshall came in, a veteran offensive line coach over David. It was a huge upgrade that he needed to make. And why is Gailey gone? Why is Marshall gone? They say I heard somebody say, a big show that I like, saying the reason Gailey came here was because of his connection with Grier. This is madness. Grier worked with Gailey in 2000 and he was a back-end scout. Gailey said himself, one of the big reasons I came here was because of Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick was close to Flores. Even when he got screwed and benched, what did he say? Flores is a straight-up guy and I respect and I like him. Gailey came here through Fitzpatrick. Flores wanted him. Grier wasn't in the picture. Why is Gailey gone? Because Tua was forced in when he didn't know the playbook and wasn't healthy, and Gailey wasn't in on the conversation, and neither was his staff. And Flores had said 2 weeks earlier, if it was my kid, I wouldn't start him. Nobody on the football side wanted to start Tua early because he wasn't ready. When Gailey first came in, his first big interview, they asked him, when is Tua going to be ready? He says, well, you never know with these things. If he's got to know the playbook, and he's got to be healthy. And with it, Tua, it's kind of like really about his health. So no wonder he wasn't asked, but somebody wanted Tua in early. Who was that? Somebody let the media know, and it was alerting the players before Flores got a chance. And what did Baker say? Flores is good like that. He always lets us know the news, but it leaked out. Chris Grier went over Chan Gailey's head, over Brian Flores' head, made the call, did it without Gailey and his staff, and Gailey was like, I cannot believe this. You're screwing over this kid too. You're screwing over Fitzpatrick, my guy. You're screwing me over. Flores doesn't have any control, really, if this can happen. And he retired. And then you had the fake ESPN thing where he was fired when he wasn't. This was a suit hustle. I coined the phrase. It was out there. I made a documentary over it. We have a den of snakes, and either Stephen Ross is an idiot or he's like Palpatine. And Grier is his little protege training. How do you slice it? Either Grier is like Grima Wormtongue from the Lord of the Rings with the King of Rohan. He puts a spell on him and he makes him, totally deludes him. Or Ross is just a backstabbing scumbag who trained up Grier to be a backstabbing scumbag, and the two of them are backstabbing scumbags together. However you slice it, from the very beginning, Chris Grier is like a guy who takes a bucket of pig crap and throws it on a beauty contestant's dress and says, "Walk the runway, baby." And when she comes back and doesn't do well, he says, "Well, guess you weren't good enough." From the very beginning, Minka's mom was tweeting. And then what did Minka say in an interview? Oh, well, Grier said, "I'm not going to send you someplace bad." And Grier knew how to do it the right way. Already there was division. And then Stills was talking about Ross, and Flores just said, "Hey, man, just why don't you talk to him man on man? Man up and speak to him face to face." And what did Flores get in return for being loyal? Backstabbed by Ross. He keeps Grier over Flores. Then they move out Tunsil, they move out players. Everybody's saying Flores is going to get fired. He's got the worst team in the league. This is compromising the integrity. And what does he do? He brings it back and wins a huge game against the Patriots. Then he goes out and he makes the move to take a next step forward on offense because he knows he needs the help. He gets Gailey. And then Grier comes in and forces into it early, totally screws up the team. And then all you hear is idiots out there with an idiot's name. Like a big show. Gailey's sabotaging Tua. Flores doesn't like Tua. Tua said, "I didn't know the playbook." His mother was worried about him getting put in right after that big injury, not being prepared. His father made a joke. He said, "What, after 3 or 4 passes, they're going to make you start? What's going on?" You could see it. I got it in my documentary. Chris Grier screws everybody over, screws everything up because he's scum. So then Flores has got to come back without Gailey, who's like, "I'm not staying in this den of snakes." Marshall follows along. He's like, "That's my man. He screwed my man over." Fitzpatrick got screwed out of millions of dollars because if he had a couple extra games, he would have made money. So, Grier saved money, which I'm sure Ross loved. Then you'd get rid of Flowers, pay $8 million. How well is that guy doing? And you could pay $8 million to get rid of him. Why would you do that? After Fitzpatrick got forced in, remember all those stories? Veterans are like, "What's going on here? What's going on here?" Gesicki was best man, was like his main man was Fitzpatrick, who got his career going along with Gailey. He was talking, he didn't get a contract extension, and they draft Long, who's doing what? So you go into a critical year, and you get the very same guy that you got pretty much, who does nothing in the season for a 3rd-round pick. Van Noy gets shipped off. They lose millions over that. Flowers paid to get shipped out. Karras let go. "We don't need you." Got Kinley. 2 4th-round picks. He's not even starting because he sucks. Have you seen anybody look like Kinley in this league? That big and fat? Jackson for the 18th overall pick. Eichenberg. Eichenberg was drafted to be a tackle. That's what Grier said. Staff evaluated him, he's a guard. 2nd and 3rd-round pick. And that's what you got to go into the season with the constant buzz. Flores doesn't like Tua. Tua's got issues with Flores. Flores is a liar. Landon Roberts says, "We're with you. This team's broken." What did Wilkins come out and say? Flores always had us believing. Flores was the man. The team's behind him. The team's in shock. What is this? There's one over here. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross met with Brian Flores today before deciding to fire him. Flores and GM Chris Grier didn't always agree on key decisions, which was a factor in Ross's decision to fire Flores. And there's a widespread feeling of shock with the team. Yeah, because they're stuck with the snake and they let the good guy go that they liked, that they believed in. What kind of owner would not either A, fire everybody, or not keep Flores and fire Grier? Grier is garbage. He's a snake. Because that's probably what Ross is. Owner Stephen Ross, "I'm not going to be a person to take Jim Harbaugh from the University of Michigan." So is he more loyal to Michigan than he is Miami? If Jim Harbaugh's the right guy, why? Why not? He's a liar here. He's not loyal. While I realize there's some assuming that Flores' departure is tied to Harbaugh's potential availability, I can assure you that is not the case. Dolphins are not targeting Jim Harbaugh per sources. The decision to fire Flores is entirely independent. Harbaugh's probably not coming. And Watson, all those people want Watson. All the reports now is Watson really wanted Flores. It was part of the reason. But ask yourself, what kind of guys would chase Watson when things haven't been resolved about his cases with these women? He might have hurt women. He might have been a scumbag. And then Grier's sitting up there going, oh, this is absolutely outrageous. We weren't asked for non-disclosure agreements. When Chris Grier's mouth is moving, he's lying. Who believes that Ross and Grier didn't ask for non-disclosure agreements? If you put a bullet to my head, I would say, if I had to choose, these scumbags asked for that. That's exactly what they would do. That's all they do is lie and betray. All the way back to Sperano. Then there was a Grier, there was a Donna Ponte, Ireland, and Philbin Civil War. Then there was issues with Tannenbaum and Grier and Adam Gase. Dolphins GM Chris Grier is safe per sources, but Dolphins are moving on from HC Brian Flores. Doesn't make any sense. Not to anybody who wants to win. Ross felt uncomfortable around Bill Parcells because he's a football guy, because he's a weak Myron. So what did he do? He made another king of a weak Myron who backstabs. He doesn't want to get rid of him. He doesn't really want to win. You think Ross wants to win? Anybody who would keep Chris Grier and fire Brian Flores does not want to win, because he doesn't want football guys here. And who are you going to get? Nobody wants to come here. Coaching is a tight fraternity. How come no real coaches have wanted to work here since the Sperano incident, where Ross got his TMZ moment trying to get Harbaugh while he had Sperano? Coaches were in uproar. Nobody worth a no came here or wanted to work here until Gailey. Flores and Fitzpatrick worked together. They said, we got to win here. Come on down. And then Grier screwed him. Nobody's coming here. Any coach, if any worked, is going to say, they're going to ask the other coaches what happened. They're going to tell them. No one's coming here. The decision to fire Flores can be summed up with one word: relationships. His relationship with Grier deteriorated to a pretty bad place, along with the constant staff changes on Tua calls Coach Flo, Brian Flores, Coach Flo. He calls Grier the GM of Grier. Media hustle, suit hustle. Fin fans, aren't you tired of getting hustled? There will not be a winning here with Chris Grier and the way Stephen Ross is handling it. If you put up with this, you're going to get what you deserve. If you want people that are liars, cheaters, dishonest, and no loyalty, then that's what you're going to have. And that's not going to win in a Warriors sport. The team rallied around. They could have quit. Team could have quit, but they didn't. They fought back despite, having the 3 OCs. Why does he have the 3 OCs? Because Gailey was gone. He couldn't get anybody else. Grier sabotaged Flores from the beginning. He played the media. Why is Grier's voice never... Grier's the architect. Everyone wants to blame Flores for what happens on the field, even though he's strapped with screwed up roster, gets his staff stripped from him. Then if that's the case, Grier hired Flores. Grier brought these picks in. Why is he still here? How come he's not being held accountable? Because it's not about football. This is not about winning. This is about something else. And they're going to snow job you and sell you. And they think Fin fans are stupid. They'll just do some big flashy thing. And you're going to go nowhere. This team's not going to go anywhere. You can't go someplace in football without character. Chris Grier has no character. Neither does Stephen Ross. Brian Flores, you might not say he's the best, but the guy's got character. He withstood so much. Compromised so much. The players believe him. Players know. Why do you think they rallied around him? Because they saw him getting screwed. They know what the time it is. They know why the players were moved on that they could have used. They can't talk because the first rule about Fight Club is shh. When you're in a professional football and there's billions of dollars being spent, you don't talk. And when they do, people are like, oh my God, what's going on? There's people out there going to be pushing all kinds of stuff. Going to say it's okay. Grier, he picked Waddle for 2 first-round picks. He got Phillips, good pass rusher. Holland, amazing guy. But then what about his history? What about everything else? What about all these other things that I've spoke of? They won't mention that. If you believe that stuff, then what can I do? Fin fans, all the Fin channels, you might have disagreements on this or that, but the evidence is very clear. There is something other than good football decisions going on with the Miami Dolphins for Stephen Ross to step in and fire Brian Flores to keep Chris Grier. They're going to keep talking about what this draft was, but they won't speak about any of the other stuff because they're selling you on something. They're hustling you. This is terrible. This is so bad. In 42 years, I've never seen an offensive line like this, like light years. And the situation when the season's resolved has never been this bad. Could change if they fire Chris Grier. That's all it'll take. Anybody would be better than Chris Grier. The guy's a worm. He's inept and he's a worm. Go check his track. I'm going to do a track record on him. Show you all the stuff that Flores had to endure. This is disgusting. I've never been so disappointed, frustrated. I've been waiting all my life to see the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. I don't want this to happen to you. I don't want my children to grow up and this is never going to get fixed. Best thing about this team was the defense. Who constructed it? It's going to get ugly. This is just the beginning. I called it yesterday. I called it through the season. Fin fans, let's unite on something that we can all agree on and not let the media hustle us. All the Fin sites, we might disagree on certain things, but this is not right. And it's so sad that it has to happen in Don Shula's year of tribute. Did this thing a couple times. I was so angry. I screwed up, forgot that to record, forgot that this thing, and I screwed up. It's like my 7th time doing it. My head is rattled like you wouldn't believe. Put it out like this. I'll get back to doing more ordered, coherent one next time. Scott is saying, please like, comment, subscribe. Comments mean the most. Subscribes and likes help us with the Google overlords. Wish we could get rid of the evil overlords, the idiot overlords, Grier and Ross, but that's not going to happen. Catch you next time. Be well. aceperhead.com is the best online sportsbook in the business. We offer a wide range of variety of features that can't be found anywhere else. In fact, aside from marketing, you can fully automate your bookmaking business when you partner with aceperhead.com. We offer secure multi-factor authentication for both players and bookmakers.